She asked me if I was all the way in. And like Dragon Ball, baby, I was just halfway there. Because we're only 6 months deep. And we're still ready to go. We are just now knocking into the door of August. And there's a lot that we got to dive in. What's happened in the past. What's coming up. Baby, I still got more to go. And this video and the video after this one are a little bit of sister and brother video. Sister video. His and hers. Because they somewhat complement each other. And there's some things I'm going to dabble in here that I'm going to talk about tomorrow's video. And it's not just what my wife says to me. You'll see here this beautiful AI. A market update. July 2026. Where are we? What are we doing? How are we doing? And what's next? Right? And I want to talk about what's next broadly, but then I really want to talk about specific what we're doing next and what we need, right? Because it's not just about the TCG, it's Dragon Ball as well. And I wanted to wear this shirt. You might see it says "Stay Hated." Anthony, Ram fan, you spreading hate? When I power lifted for a couple of years, I trained under Trigger Warning Conjugate. Shout out to Anthony Oliveira and Val King. And they had, this was a powerlifting slogan. And it'll "Stay Hated." You know why? I'll tell you why. Because people are going to hate you no matter what you do. You can be doing what they want. You can be doing what you want. At the end of the day, you're always going to find someone that hates you. So do yourself a favor. Do something you love. And let them hate you regardless. At least you should be happy. You deserve it. Now, I want to talk about Gem Fire cards. I love these. Where they're pulling these numbers from, I don't know. Maybe they're making it up, but they do say they're using collector data. The last 6 months, 2026. This is your year, baby. We got Disney on top, Dragon Ball 124, Pokemon behind, Yu-Gi-Oh! Shout out to everyone I've sent out to the Shadow Realm over the years, One Piece, and then a bunch of other BS. Now, if you look at this at a high level, in the last 6 months, 124% growth. All right, hottest in 2026 in terms of that has performed. The growth of your cards, slab, whatever. Likely just cards if they're pulling it from collector. And one thing I'll call out is if you click the next tab, is in the last 3 months, we've only had a 10% increase. So beginning of 2026, we came hard and fast. No pun intended. But over the last few months, I think May and April were pretty big. June, you can sign a little trip. We made our summer slumper surge video. Some people love it, some people hate it. And now in June, July, we really see a little bit of a different pace. You can see it in the TCG lowest listed and last sales. You see it on eBay. It's summer, baby. So where we had a very strong first quarter, second quarter's, it's growth. We're producing. We're going. We're green. But we're definitely slowing down. And if you look over the last 30 days, last month, 2%. So even in this slump that some people don't want to believe, we are still seeing progression. Now, Pokemon in the last month is at 5%. So for us, One Piece 3%, us being at 2% doesn't seem so bad. Is there a slowdown? Absolutely. I just made a video yesterday or the day before that now's the time to buy, baby. People are panic selling. And their fear, Ram Fam's blitz. Hey. Obviously, there's some new contenders. Disney's picked up with Loracana. One Piece will always be there. Yu-Gi-Oh's pumping up a little bit. You got to be watching out with them. I might have to pull out my old deck, show them what's going on. But this is where we've been over the last 6 months. if we want to continue this, and this is why I say this video and the next video can be a little bit of a sister part 1, part 2. If we want this sort of number to increase, coming out of the summer, August, September, October, the last quarter has got to be a banger. We need to do things now as a collective, as a community, in order to put us into number 1. If you do not talk about these things, they will never happen. But if you're watching this video, you must support me in some way, shape. Maybe you're watching this because you're a hater, and it's fine. I'll stay hated. I'll do what I want when I like it. If I like it. My wife likes it. But if you're here because you believe it's, because you think Dragon Ball has the potential, the opportunity to grow, then just listen for just 1 minute. And think about the things that we can do. Let's look at what is projected, the things that are out of our control, the day-to-day. Let's block these 2 videos, the uncontrollables, the things that are outside of our hands, and then the things that are inside of our hands. The things that are inside of our hands, we'll talk about that. The things that are outside of our hands, things that the IP and bigger people are dealing with every day. I want to talk about that. But before, I do want to look at some of the numbers, some of the sales that we had going on. I liked eBay. I compared it to Card Ladder this last month, and I found a couple more interesting sales on eBay than I had on Card Ladder. Gold energy markers. I mean, baby. We had, who pulled it? Danny TCG on my Whatnot stream. We did a manga SBO 1 box ripped, or rather snip and ship, because I use scissors. So we call it snip and ship. He pulled Master Roshi Gold Energy Marker. $70. That one was a tough one to ship. I wish I was a scummy person, but at the end of the day, that guy's happy and I'm happy. So what's there to be so upset about? I told him to grade that PSA all the way. Hopefully he does. And if he does, he's got a lot of upside because golds always move. So those are 2 good examples. This is kind of weird. Look at this, Rob. 1 positive review. I don't know, $5,000 for a case of Story Booster. You know, take your 2 minutes in fame. Final Flash Finds. 2000 GDR Masters. Nice. Again, Gold Energy. This was a good one. A serialized 1250. As I recall, the PSA 10 sold around 10K last month. I'm just trying to go off of the top of my head. So to see this is pretty good. SCR Guard Rare. Beautiful. UK holding us down across the pond, baby. Gold Energy. I mean, you find a Gold Energy these days, you grade that thing, you send it off, you'll be happy. You're in on it like nothing, probably, if you're an old school guy. Look at this one, Championship. Top prize, baby. $35.50. That's beautiful. I think if you consistently see, really our goal as a community, every day we should be looking at this. Every day. And be hoping and praying the King Kong for a $2,000 plus sale every day. Every day. That's what we need. 2,000, 3,000. My filter's at 1,000. So to see these 2,000 sales are huge, baby. I mean, these are some good people. Good names. Look at this. Manga booster box for 9,100. A case, excuse me. What's 9 times 12? Do the math. It came out all right. This sucks to hear only because I sold mine for like 35 like a month ago. So it sucks, but hey, good for Dragon. Another 2-star, baby, 25. A case in the UK. What are you guys doing? Sometimes I'm happy about you guys across the pond. Sometimes I'm getting confused. What a gorgeous card that was black labeled. Shout out to the Shadow Lands TCG. Beautiful. I got a PSA 10. Oh, I'm never going to sell it, but that is one of my favorite cards. Another serialized 2,800. All right, BGS 10. I'll mess with that. 13,000. Man, what was the other one? 12.5. This is English too, right? Yeah, it's English. BGS 10. 12.5 and then sold another one, 12.5. At least she's consistent. Oh, $500 different. Excuse me. Yeah. 2,000. Look, Ross, this is what you want. You want consistent 2,000 sales. That's how you're going to continue. If you're able to consistently hit $2,000 sales a day, then 3,000 isn't that far. And then 4,000, right? This is what you want to grow the community as a whole. This is psychotic. Never do this. That's great. $7,000. You're right. Golds are going to move all day. These are great sales. Sealed. For those of you that are wondering, Ram Fam, is all the money just in grading? Because I talk a lot about grading. I talk a little bit about raw, but a majority of my stuff is, which is funny because I sell thousands of fucking raw singles all the time. But there's absolutely a market in sealed. I think you're going to see the biggest market in cases. So if you're able to get distribution or you're able to make a connection with the local, that's a great way to go. If you're holding on to it and you're still going, that's fine. This is a manga SBO 2 box. Still great sealed. Cereal. Look at this. A cereal sold for $2,000 for $800 more. You can get a BGS 10. That's probably under comps or this is over. I haven't looked into it enough. 2,000. Sleepy is still awake, baby. 2,000 is a 10. Impact Beyond Dimensions Masters case 23. That's cool. Look at this. $400 more for a PSA 5 for that cereal. Woo, Black Label 2,500. I sold a Black Label of this card, and I think I sold it about the same. I think it was around 25. Maybe it was 24. So it is always good to see consistent sales. Again, my filter's here for 1,000. Looking for $1,000 plus. So to see a lot of 2,000 plus sales, this is very good for the TCG. Very good. Now, this is just what's happened in the last few weeks. Wait, there's this cool little button. You just click right there, Randy. And just so you see, so I'm not lying. No, I put 2,000 as my minimum. I lied. That's right. I wanted 2,000. I apologize. In either case, this is what you want to see: is high sales consistently, daily. If you're in a sales team, you're in a sales organization, you're a sales manager, you need to have a consistent, everyday, steady flow. That's what we want in this TCG. Now, if you are not, you should be. You should have this bookmarked. This is English, Dragon Ball Official. The official Dragon Ball site, if you will. A lot of great news in here if you hit this news tab, but there's a lot of other great things in here as well. Couple of things I want to call out here. I think I already have it pulled up. Let me double check. I do here. A little out of order. Sorry, chat. You caught me with my pants down. What's going to propel us forward? Right? We had 124% growth in 6 months. Let's just call it January to July. Now when we're talking about August, September, October, November, December, these last 5 months, now you really got to focus not just on the TCG, but on the IP. I want to pull your head out of the TCG and really take, like that 1-star Vegeta, really take a look from back here. I will never forgive them for that 1-star. Now, when we're doing this, one of the things that we want to look at is what else is coming out in terms of Dragon Ball. I believe a report I read was something like $140 million that they're just right inside of Dragon. One of these things, which should be released by now, maybe you've been playing, is Sparking Zero's new DLC. Downloadable content. Breaking Neo. Very exciting to see they're releasing more for Sparking Zero. Great game. I don't even think it's a year old. Maybe a little bit more. I was playing it the other day. And when you look at these things, if you scroll down a little bit, I love this dude's the best. I'm going to mute it. This is Stay Hated right here. This dude, Japanese, he's living his best life. He's happier than you and I ever will, right? So what's cool about this, and he talks about, it's launching July 30th. Of course, by the time this is released, it's already out. Maybe you guys already played it. Over 30 new playable characters. Let's see, offers deeper and more in-depth content. It looks amazing. Watch the trailer. New skills, outfits. There's new emotes. What else? Free reign to train up their dude, this is awesome. It's a very exciting time for Sparking Zero, for Dragon Balls. And again, this is something that's not controlled for us, right? There's nothing I can do to make them make more content, right? Sign a petition, Anthony. They're gonna release stuff as they see fit, right? We have very, very little. So that's an uncontrollable thing that we're focusing on. And that's very good for Dragon Ball as a whole. This opens opportunities. And I'm going to talk about this heavily next video, but are you streaming this? Are you making content around Sparking Zero? Are you only doing it because it's the cool thing this week, this month? These are the sort of things that we need. Popular. Bring the masses in to Dragon Ball as a whole. Remember, pop out of TCG for a second. I'm talking about the whole. A lot of good content in here. They drop stuff every week, few minute videos. It's amazing stuff. Now let's go back into the TCG. Now we're also starting to see, toywiz.com, Story Booster 2. STO dose. Pre-order. 415. It's a toughie, man. That's a toughie. Lock up my money for about 6 months for something that I just don't know about. That's a toughie. Well, Ram, you just dropped, $970 on 50 sleeved STO1 booster packs with GameStop. All right. You got me. Maybe this is a good one. I'm dying a little bit. Maybe this is a good one. But before that happens, we got STO. 588. Let's call it a $600 pack. Chat, I may very well be dying. I didn't die. STO1 though. $600 pack. Booster box. Excuse me. Is this really a booster box that warrants $600 right now? I don't think so. Does it have a good 2-star? Yeah. Does it have a good 1-star? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not really. Are there cards that I enjoy that are inside of Story Booster? Yeah. Am I waiting until 7 to 12 days after it's been released to buy some booster boxes? I sure am. Do you know why? Because I talked about it in another video. Every single booster box has had this weird dip before the rise. 7 to 12 days after release. So will Ram Fam buy Story Boosters? Yeah, I probably would. I'd buy it on the dip before it goes up again. Because you look at Dual Evolutions. What was right before that? Saiyan's Pride. Look at Saiyan's Pride. Cross Force is going through it. Cross Force got it twice. Once in the front and once in the back. Cross Force got the summer slump, if you believe it. Plus, it's in its decline. So if you want to invest something long term, CrossForce might be. But Story Booster number 1, $600 booster pack, a box. That's a toughie, man. I think this might be closer to $450 when today's market price, today's prices. I mean, you got to imagine that this is not just going to continue to go up for the rest of eternity, right? Like, we understand, right? We understand that this will not just continue to climb. There will be a point where it goes down and then eventually levels out. And then, yeah, sure, maybe in the long term it'll go up. So this thing's got to save a lot of TCG's growth. Because a lot of our growth came from the beginning of the year, chat. So if we went high and now we went low, brother, we got to get right back high. And the only thing that can get us high on our supply, aside from the IP itself, dumping, where am I going? Dumping something cool like this, talking about the remake for Beerus, talking about extending the month. Aside from those things, something like this has got to knock it out of the park. And then it has to be followed up with Brightness of Hope. We haven't really talked about this one. FB11. The next up on docket after CrossForce. $400 right now. Again. So is this just like the new prices? We're just starting out high? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know why we will buy so early, so high. But Brightness of Hope comes out in September. In August, we have Story Booster. I forget what's after this. What's FB12? Specialty set is what? January? I think this pre-order set, yeah, is January. Maybe we'll get some more leader. I should probably go look at Bandai's website. It'll tell me everything that's coming up. But these two especially have to project us forward. The market has to come out of this slump. Again, these are the uncontrollable. I do not make the artwork for Story Booster. I do not make the artwork for Brightness of Hope. I don't decide whether there is 5 2 stars, 3 2 stars, if they're doing a serialized, if they're doing an anniversary. I don't. That's an uncontrolled. I can just talk about it, report on it, give you my opinion. So these 2 boxes are the first things that are really going to hit the market right outside of our summer slump. And as August progresses, we're going to find out a lot about where Dragon Ball is going to end this year. Because as of right now, we're slowing down a little. And that's okay. But if we want this 124 to be a 200, we've got to finish strong. Now, I've talked a lot about the uncontrollables. This next video tomorrow, we're going to talk about the controllables. Things that you and I, tangible things that we can do to actually have an impact on this number. Either day-to-day, broad to the masses, specific to the TCG. Let me know what you think. July's done. We've had a couple of good, big sales. I think we've weathered the storm. And we're knocking on the door of coming out of it. Ton of information inside of this Dragon Ball. I would highly recommend. Maybe it gets you amped up. Maybe it gets you hyped for what's coming next. Hey, I didn't know that they were still doing SH Fig Arts. Hey, I didn't know they're doing this. What's Divers? What's Heroes? There's a ton of great information here that talks about this as a whole. Want to read some books, animes, figurines, cards, more information? It's all here. Toy Wiz is already talking about, I think this is one of the only places I can find, Story Booster number 2 coming out. But the hype for 1, if 1 is big enough, I'm not the biggest fan of it, we'll admit. But if ST1, STO1 Storytime comes out and it's huge, that's just setting up STO2 and STO3 for big success. And with it being the end of the year, holidays, some IP money's just getting shoved right in there like you wrong someone's daughter. I think we can position ourselves to finish the year and take out this Disney Loricana BS. Where you at? All right, you had, what'd you have? Toy Story 7, 8, what number are you on now? And you had, what's the name? Buzz Lightyear, that PSA 10 set? All right. All right, cool. Yeah, you've been on top. All right, I get it. But you are like the rest of us at the end of the day. And if we position ourselves, we can explode in a minute. Chat, what do you think? What does the first 6 months kind of look like for you? What do you think? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Man. Every time you speak, I just want to rip my ears out. Down in my blood. Sick and tired. Hate you. Good. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about some tangible things that you can do to be able to bring us together, to bring Dragon Ball to the masses. It's not one person that's going to be able to do this. It's not 2 people. It's not 10 people. It has to be a collective. It has to be us working together. You know what? We're the Z-Files. All right? It is the Saiyan side. And Piccolo just told us that Goku's dead. Well, I guess everyone else showed up and kind of figured it out. But Goku's dead, and we got Saiyans coming in X amount of time. Well, our Saiyans are coming at the end of the year. Are you going to train? Are you going to go to the hyperbolic time chamber? Are you going to be living? How long was Gohan in the 3 months, 6 months? He was living in the wilderness before Piccolo even started training him. What are you going to do? Let's find out together, chat. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out Tuesdays, 9 p.m., Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, whatnot. We do dollar starts on everything. Make sure you're there. Leave your thoughts below. Ram, you hit it out of the park again. God, you're a genius. Ram, TCG is done. We have rode this wave, and I don't think Story Booster, I don't think Brightness of Hope, and I don't think whatever else they release in the meantime is going to save us. Let me know. Catch you tomorrow.